Okay, to my first podcast.
Hey, cheers. And Shannon, that's out of shot right now. He's having a very intimate moment with the croissant.
There's always that one guy.
The one guy.
Yeah.
I mean...
Okay, so I'm here in Rocklands. We're at the hen house. I'm on my journey from Cape Town to Tanzania, and I just decided, I've met all these interesting people. It will be cool to actually capture some of the stories and stuff. So that's why we're here. So Shannon is finally arriving in picture in 3, 2, 1.
There he is.
I don't eat on video.
I do. Because I always eat.
Cool.
I'm gonna get this off my head.
Business look.
Perfect.
Business look. Very profesh.
Okay, so we've got Anna,
Sup.
Shannon, Nicole, Jethro, and Rowan.
How many Rowan?
There is. Well, last weekend there were 3 Roans at camp. So it's actually quite an interesting dynamic in Rocklands. It's my first time not being here over a weekend now. So I've been here for 8 days or whatever. And it's interesting how many people there are during the day, during the week.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people sit and work in the mornings, and then they go out and climb in the evenings and so on. So that's cool. And then I met all these cool people.
We could be cool.
Yeah.
It's just you. My parents are coming the weekend. Like they're gonna walk up.
Nice until the end of the podcast.
No, they
Make
come
the
in
most
there.
of it.
Yeah. So Nicole is actually also going up in Africa. She did a trip with a bike, with an engine.
Lazy mode.
Yeah,
Okay,
in
not
lazy
acoustically.
mode.
You're doing acoustically, she's doing it electrically.
Maybe you can tell us a bit about your trip going up to where did you go, and just some info on that.
Yeah.
And what tips do you have for me going up?
Because the kayak, we're not doing the kayak anymore. For those who don't know, tell us about the kayak. The original plan Ron had. It wasn't so good.
Okay, let's start.
Beginning.
In the beginning.
So, I plan to take the kayak from Cape Town up to Swakopmund.
Never kayaked in his life.
Never paddled.
Never paddled.
It's not that
Stop saying all this. You make it sound like I was unprepared for this or something.
Wild. You're a professional venturer, blogger, okay?
So anyway, plan to go up with the kayak to Swakopmund and then get the mountain bike there and go to Tanzania. And I started. I did 12 kilometers with the kayak.
That's far in the kayak. That's far.
And it's 12 out of 1,500.
So the kayak is no more. It rolled and broke, and unfortunate. It's not funny. Anyway, then I took the mountain bike on my way, and I took a pit stop here in Rocklands. And
You got mugged before that though.
Got mugged also.
Fucked up kayak, got mugged, no phone.
So far it didn't go so well.
You made it to Rocklands, man. That's
I think the dangers, the human dangers, are over. I think.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's safer up in dark Africa.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it's
we
always
didn't
safe.
establish. I mean, the guy tried to mug you, like, literally only didn't take your bike because it was too heavily loaded. He was like, oh, yeah, lift fuck me.
Yeah.
Couldn't figure
Okay,
out
so
how to
you went
detach the
up
camera.
to Kenya
Yeah.
with GS or what did you?
No, it's a Suzuki 250.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I'm
Cool.
small. I can't have a big bike.
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to pick it up anyway. So, yeah, it's kind of like an on-road kind of bike. So it's like a dual sport bike. Yeah, and it's 97 model. It's beautiful.
And was all solo, or did you have a team? Like,
I was with my ex-partner,
Oh, okay.
actually.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so we were traveling. We were planning to do Cape to Cairo.
okay.
Yeah.
Classic.
So we set off in January last year, and then got to Kenya, climbed Mount Kenya, and then got to the border of Ethiopia on our bikes, and then we had to turn back to come back for the lockdown. So,
Oh no.
yeah, so we left the bikes in Nairobi.
Virus came.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, the virus came.
The
So
virus
we
came
left,
for you. Oh.
Yeah, left the bikes there in Nairobi, and then we landed up splitting up as well, going our separate ways. And yeah, now I'm going to do the trip solo, but I'm going, instead of going north, I'm going south, going from Kenya, then Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, Malawi, Zambia, South Africa. So
Oh,
I also want
incredible.
to check out Lesotho as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Yes.
that's the plan. I
Oh,
mean,
wow.
it is subject to change as well, like according to routes and things, but that's, I've just been prepping for the last few months, like getting the bike parts. The bike is up there, so
Oh Christ.
getting video.
Wait, how are you getting it
chats with my
down?
friend.
Like
No, she's flying up.
flying up.
Flying
Yeah,
up
coming
and then
back,
riding
yeah.
down, yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to bring all my gear and stuff up with
That's
me.
quite like the hero's journey if you really think about it. It's
What
quite-
did you plan to
Hoping
do
so.
with the bike once you got to Cairo?
I was planning on shipping it back.
Okay.
So
Sure.
you put it on not a container. Actually, container sometimes
longer.
lands up being the same price as flight.
Sure.
Air
Might as
freight.
well then.
So yeah, we were just going to fly the bikes back. Yeah.
So
But
you getting your bike, and what happened to your partner's bike?
he actually went up earlier this year and he
Oh.
finished the trip. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
That's quite symbolic.
Yeah, it is.
Very,
It
very, very
is.
symbolic.
Yeah. I think
Interesting.
it's quite. Yeah. It has
Yeah.
been quite a journey.
I mean, if you actually look at this whole journey, I mean, it's a circle, right? It's just this closing
So-
of circles.
Yeah.
So
totally.
you finished it to Cairo.
He did.
Yeah.
No, he flew up to Cairo, cycled down to Sudan, flew
Sure.
to Kenya to the bike, and then rode down.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, that's also quite cool.
yeah. It is also quite a journey. So,
Yeah. And
yeah.
so how long did it take you to get up to Kenya? You went from Cape Town.
Yeah, so we went quite fast to get up to Kenya so we could meet our friends to go and climb Mount Kenya to get the right conditions and to meet them at a certain date. So we left at the beginning of Jan and we got to Kenya at the beginning of March. So it was fairly quick. We spent a lot of time in Namibia, so because we loved it there so much, and then stayed with locals and things, and then we were like, shit, we need to get up to Kenya now.
Yeah, actually, most now, yeah.
Literally just
Yeah.
had to crack out the case. Like only spent like a week in Botswana, a week in Zambia, just
Yeah.
like riding every day to get
Sure.
up there. But
Sure.
yeah, I would definitely recommend anyone who's riding it should take at least like 3 months, 4 months to get that far. Like if you got the time.
Well,
Wow.
Yeah.
I won't be able to do it quicker.
You won't know. Yeah. I met a couple of cycle tourists along the way. I think they're so badass.
Yeah, it's a cool way to
It
travel.
is
that,
so yeah. I have so much respect because
self-powering yourself across the landscape.
yeah.
No, it's wild.
Especially Namibia, like
Yeah, jeez.
on the motorbike, the fucking roads are so corrugated. It's hectic. It's like ga, 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 ga.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, these poor cyclists.
Oh.
It's so hectic.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not excited for that.
Yeah, but at least you're going at a fairly good time of year. Like they were there in the middle of summer.
Yes.
Like, yeah, they would leave before sunrise, and then they would cycle for about 3 hours and then siesta,
Siesta,
basically.
that's all you can do.
That's
Yeah.
a polite way of putting it.
Yeah, just siesta for a few hours and then cycle again when the sun's like dipping lower. Yeah.
How do you find like kind of like you were talking about traveling alone? I mean, do you find that you have to do some like type of mental sort of preparation for it, just doing it solo?
Like I've only done one trip solo, like, and it was a short trip. It was like a few days last year. So I think mental prep, I've just been like, well, you can do this. It's mainly just motivating myself, like telling myself that I can do it. So, but it'll be interesting. I've never spent I'm planning on taking 3 months.
Sure.
So I've never spent that long alone.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I think it's more self-reliance as well.
Yeah, self-reliance.
Yeah,
That's a big one.
I'm quite amped for that.
Because when do we ever have to be self-reliant, if you really think about it? I mean,
Today,
Yeah,
it's very, very rarely.
yeah, totally. Although the dogs are just... You let the dogs out!
Is that a fucking parrot? I should
Cut
bring
the
my
shot to
Sandy
the
parrots.
parrots, yeah.
Parrot, I don't see a parrot in there.
It's in the cage there.
It's in the cage there. It's an absolute
I thought it was a parrot barking.
No. Very convincing parrot.
too much caffeine.
Can we have the parakeet in the shot?
Yeah, I think you should definitely get that guy. Yeah.
Because I mean, you were saying like how you're trying to vlog this whole like expedition of yours, and like you're saying like, fuck, now I have to be like interesting on your own. You gotta be interesting on your own. I mean,
Yeah.
It's easy to like this is interesting, but being on the bike for 6 hours a day, just pedaling, like actually entertaining you guys, like you run out of things to say, like. Okay, it's a nice flower.
a cow.
On the contrary, I think that's when you might be at your most interesting.
Yeah, for myself, I mean, like, I've got a pretty vivid, like, inner world, I guess. Like, I would go off on, like, weird tangents. I mean, I have this, like, riding horses, I guess, like, on my ace. I mean, I ride this little...
Horse girls are crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like,
They're
absolutely,
crazy.
we're not okay. We're absolutely not okay. I mean... But there's this little bird bag called Buchu, and he's just like a little go-kart, and like you can take him anywhere. But I always find myself like on these really weird tangents with myself, just like sorting through my own brain, talking to Buchu. And it's great. It's great. It's great until you realize there's been a team of cyclists just on the other side of the hedge the entire time.
You are talking to yourself.
And you're like, Mike!
But with the vlogging and like capturing like the scene and stuff, there is an element of it that can distract you from your
That's what I'm getting
trip.
at.
Like focusing on taking videos and photos all the time and stuff. But the contrary is also true. Like looking for interesting things to capture on the camera.
Yeah.
You actually see things and appreciate things that you might usually, if you weren't filming and trying to
you
get
actually
a cool
start
shot,
to actively
you might
engage with
have
your
missed
surroundings.
it.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, cool, a flower. But when you're trying to film, you're like, oh, that's actually a pretty flower, and you go in and you check the details and stuff, and yeah, there is like a good and a bad to filming your whole trip and like getting into that.
Yeah.
But you are only blogging.
Yeah, I'm only blogging. I'm not going to do the video thing. It's too much.
Yeah, where can
much
we
admin.
find your
Yeah, it's a
blog?
lot of admin. Like I want to be focused on the trip and the experience rather than like, oh, I need to get this video out. And
Yeah.
there are
Focus on the
people-
narrative.
Yeah, there are people that do it and they just pump out the videos, and I'm like, wow, power to you, but
Yeah.
I can't do it. Like for me, it's not about. A lot of people do it for a living, you know. They're
Yeah,
getting
of course,
money.
that's a job, yeah.
For me,
It's very different. I mean, so interesting. So you have a blog. Where can we find your blog?
it's called africansouthere.com.
AfricansOutThere.com.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
AfricansOutThere.com. Awesome.
Cool.
That's the Instagram handle as well. I mean, that's interesting. So, okay, Jethro, you've got a blog as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you guys both.
We're all bloggers.
all bloggers.
Trying to be influencers.
So, what do you blog about? Like, what's your story?
So I'm basically trying to recount the story of what I've called Watson's Journeys, which is my journey after the accident that I had.
Okay.
Where basically just a rock fell on me, crushed my legs. It was a little bit unpleasant. So now I'm sort of writing about I'm writing about the journey that I've been on since then, the things that have happened to me, and some of the things that I've thought, and some of the things that I've done to try and heal from that.
Why do you call it Watson's Journey?
Watson is my surname.
Yes. This is Jethro Watson.
That
everyone.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Mr. Watson.
There's a preface to that.
Okay,
Has
that's
preface.
cool. That's cool.
A lot of people know me as Watson too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot
And they
of
know your
people
dogs.
Tend to call me Watson for. I never introduce myself as Watson, but they call me Watson in the end.
Okay. So, this accident happened 2 years ago.
Yeah, July 2019. Pretty much
Okay.
exactly 2 years ago now.
And
Sure,
then you lost your leg. Was it immediate, or were you in hospital and they tried to save it for a while?
No, by the time I got to hospital, the right leg was dead.
Sure.
It had died. It was actually putting the right leg was tourniqueted. Thank God that saved my life. The guy who was with me, Nick, he tourniqueted, but the right leg was dead, and it was actually starting to put my body into stress. I was like pre-renal failure when I actually got into the hospital.
Wow.
And that was from all the toxins and things of the dead tissue basically circulating around my body.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, like, how long did you spend in hospital? Where did you go? Like, what hospital do you go to
They
if you get...
airlifted me up in a helicopter, and they took me to the stabilization unit at a clinic in Milnerton.
Okay.
And they stabilized me, and they decided I didn't have the right skills.
Oh,
So
sure.
they sent me to like the head trauma hospital in Cape Town, Christian Barnard. They sent me there by ambulance, and then I met the trauma surgeon.
Yeah.
She was like, "Right, we're going to cut off your leg to save your life.
Wow.
Hold on."
Yeah. So, Chris Barnard is the first person in the world to have done a heart transplant, which is quite cool.
Little history nugget there.
In South Africa, which, that's cool. Anyway, so were you stuck under the rock? Or
Nick
did
has
they-
to like dig you out. Right?
Yeah, he tried to dig, and then he encountered rock, and then he actually managed to. I was kind of lying half on my front side like this, and he initially couldn't lift the rock, but then he tried a second time, and he actually managed to lift
Wow.
the rock sufficiently, and I had like a little crimp in front of me, and I just basically pulled
Yeah.
my whole body out from underneath the rock. How he managed to lift that rock, I don't know. Tapped into the power
Adrenaline,
of great
yeah.
scars.
Adrenaline,
Yeah.
yeah, fully. Where's Nick now? He's an American, right?
Yeah.
Is he back home?
Yeah, to the extent that guy has a home, I think.
Okay, right. A marauder, I see. Incredible.
So, how long were you then in hospital before you could go?
I was 3 weeks in ICU, and then a week in the ward, and then I had the external fixator put on. And
It
I was
looks
a week
heinous.
for that, and then I had 6 weeks in rehab. So in all it was about 12 weeks in hospital
Yeah.
before I could go home.
And like,
Home.
can you describe the pain? Like, is there like pain gets worse and worse and worse, and then it's just that's how much there is. It doesn't get like does any other pain that you've experienced in your life compare to this?
No.
Pain is a weird
no.
thing though, because
Pain is a
it
strange thing.
starts to like and persistent pain as well, and it's like the intensity almost you don't really gauge anymore after a while. I'd imagine like it's a very weird psychological experience because it does start to grate at your like sanity in a way.
Would you say it's worse than childbirth?
I mean, interesting. Can you as a man tell me about your experience giving birth?
Because apparently that's like the bar.
I really have no idea. I can tell you though that there's I can really tell you there's a difference between pain,
Yeah.
like normal ass fucking
Yeah.
pain, and then pain where you know that your physical existence, your
Yeah, is in
skeleton
peril.
that you have moved through the world with
Yeah.
has been fundamentally damaged and won't return to its original form. Like that.
That's
That pain is there's a different psychological element there, and that's pretty hectic.
Yeah.
Like it's that pain is quite it gets into you. Like
yes, it's in your bones, in your
yeah,
skin.
I think that goes beyond this kind of like 1 to 10 rating. That
Exactly,
you
that
get, like
bullshit.
it's a
Yeah.
very different experience.
Yeah.
It's like a 20.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
uses
you
some
can't really.
other
Would you
algorithmic
would you
equation to
say
figure
that
out.
the experience increased your pain tolerance now that you have like a totally different frame of reference? Like for other small things that you might do
Like-
now, is it
yeah.
like, yeah, it's sore, but it's not that?
Maybe not. Also, pain is still pain.
Pain is still pain, it's true. Because
And
you didn't. It
it's-
wasn't just like you didn't go into hospital, had the operation, and went home. I mean, it's been like
No,
several
I mean,
operations.
Pain,
hasn't
I've
it?
been pretty much in pain.
Yeah.
since the
And it's the psychological
Super bad
preparation
now.
for every up, I'd imagine. 'Cause it's,
Yeah, it is, and there's like your mood affected and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I know that I was like sort of like skittish of it, or like
Yeah.
I think I just got like my tolerance for that just got used up somehow.
Yeah.
Because I remember being in I had one stitch left on the stump, which was deep in, and I had to
Sure.
like kind of get in there, and it was super painful. I don't think it was infected, but it was super painful. It was like really pulling, and they had to. The doctor had to give me like an injection of lidocaine
Yeah.
to like go and crap in there
Yes.
because it was too painful for me. And I remember being like really anxious to that. I was like, fuck, do I have to go through like another
Yeah.
procedure and it's gonna hurt, and I just don't want it
Yeah.
to hurt
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
I
kind
just-
of over that.
It's like you
Yeah.
get sort of like saturated with it in a sense.
Mm.
But then, yeah, later on, that kind of feeling went away again.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
I can kind of deal with. So it goes up and down.
Yeah.
I'd say. I don't think it would have like fully increased my
Yeah.
pain tolerance.
So, you are quite open talking about it. Like, I know I'm also quite an invasive person, and I'll ask.
Gets right.
But
You're a hacker.
like it seems to me like you're quite open to talk about
Yeah,
it,
it
and
is what
like
it
you
is.
have the blog and stuff.
Yeah.
But was it like that right after, or did it take you a while to first process it for yourself before you could really discuss it with other people?
I mean, yes and no. Like I could discuss it with other people straight out.
Yes.
Like I mean, it's not like I had to. It's not like I was sort of withdrawn about it in a sense.
You kind of, I guess
But I
at
mean,
that
I'm
point.
still processing it.
Yeah.
No, of course, and it's going to be.
So
it's
it's like-
why it's Watson's journeys, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, to the extent that I had processed anything in that first period, I would talk about it. But you know, there was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is your first time back in Rocklands?
No, but my first time when I'm staying here and like seeing people climb and
Yeah.
kind of engage with the climbing community and stuff.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah.
Because like I mean like it was really bizarre for me last year. I mean like there's this one spot under the trees in Rocklands. If anyone has been to Parkhuis, you know, like there's a spot under the trees next to the Wendy houses. That's Jethro's spot. That's his camping
Oh, yeah.
site.
Well,
And
I
it
stayed-
was
I stayed
weird.
over the other spot at the top there.
Yeah. And like that's why I always remember it, because we're like a fixture. I mean, Jethro is a fixture in Rocklands, and like not
Yeah,
having it there
most
last year
seasons,
was weird. It was weird.
Were you
It's nice to have
Mm.
like quite a strong climber?
Oh, for sure.
Quite adamant on the climbing?
Climbing was my life. Eh?
Ah.
Climbing was my life, yeah. It glued me together. That shit.
You didn't have space for
Transformed
anything
me,
else.
made me-
Yeah.
I think it made me a better person too. But I
I've
sacrificed
heard
a lot
that so
for it.
much.
I've heard
Like,
that, yeah, it's,
I have a friend, Ruben. He's also like he's realized he's become a better person over the last 2-3 years, and that's because of climbing and being in the community and like the people that he's interacted with within the climbing community.
Community is just integral though. Like
yeah.
it's so integral. Like whenever I speak to someone, like and they're going through a bad time, I've sort of become the mother hen of like the babies with mental illness. They come to me. They somehow find me. They come to me. I talk to you. I help you. I direct you wherever you need to go. But I always say, get a hobby. It's my first thing to say. It's my advice to people.
Definitely.
Get a hobby. You need that community. And I was speaking to my friend Tessa, and she says, I mean, like some people climb their way out of stuff, man. Like,
yeah, and the thing about the climbing community is, like, if you look at most sports, like if you look at mountain biking for say, the fast guys and the fit guys can hang out with the fit guys, and the weak guys can hang out with the weak guys there in the back.
Yeah.
But with climbing, I can go climb with Nale, and he can do his 8C, 9A, whatever. And right next to him, I can do my 6C or lower or whatever.
Yeah, and like it doesn't matter.
And like you're in that community, you're chatting, you're having fun and stuff. But like that's what climbing. That's what makes climbing so nice. Like you can, no matter what your grades are or how good you are, or even if you don't climb. Like you can just sit there next to the rock and be part of it.
But that's the thing, right? Like everyone is so psyched and excited for each other, which is so uplifting. That kind of energy is so nice.
It's
like
so
they're
nice.
excited for you to crush the problem.
Yeah.
If you don't crush it, they're like, it's cool, you'll get it,
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah.
You know? And that's something I've not experienced. I've experienced it a bit like in motorbiking, but
We love you, but stop.
yeah, there's nothing like it.
Cool guys, thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. Go check out Nicole and Jethro's blogs and their Instagram pages. I'll link them down below. And I'm now 300 kilometers from the border of Namibia. Check out the following episodes to stay updated with that. Please like and subscribe to the YouTube page, and also go check out my Instagram. Cool. Enjoy day, eh?